Hi everyone, this is Tal from Tuca Media Group, and I'm here with some questions regarding designing a website. So a few questions come in mind with my clients and potential people that I'm talking to, small business owners and such, which are really interested in building a website, but they're not sure what is involved. So the first thing is, what do I need to know before hiring a web designer? So before hiring a web designer or any other person really to do some work for you, I would really recommend looking at their own website, see kind of what their portfolio is, what other websites have they designed, and what they have to say about that. Do they all look different? Is it different industries? Or maybe you're hiring a designer that is specialized in a specific field or industry. So that is really up to you. And then, of course, I really suggest talking to the designer, see how the conversation goes, if you have any questions, how they answer your questions, just like I'm answering them right now. And of course, if you have some more, I would be happy to answer. Just make sure you know all the details, and of course get an estimate for them. See if the budget fits you. If not, then you can definitely take it up to them and say, listen, this is my budget. Is there anything you can do about it? And then it's up to the designer to see kind of if they can work with you within your budget or not. So that is really something that you need to converse. The next thing is, how long does it take to create a website, and where do we start? So first of all, by acknowledging you actually need a website. An online presence is really important these days. Even if you have just a landing page or a one-page website that really looks professional and really takes your company seriously. So when people look you up on Google, your website should be one of the first things that comes up. And there are various ways to do that, including all kinds of tools and search engine optimization or SEO. But it's really important to have a website in the first place. So how long does it take to create a website? It really depends on the type of website you're building, how much content you or the designer needs to put in, what platforms are you planning to build your website on. And if you don't know the answers to those questions, that's perfectly fine. That's why you have professionals that can help you understand the pros and cons of different platforms and different ways, whether it's coding from scratch, whether it's using WordPress or Wix or any other platforms out there. So there's a lot of things to consider, but really the scope of content and what type of website. Is it just a corporate website? Is it purely for information? Do we need some other components in it, such as booking for classes or meetings, consultations, and so on? Do you need an event app that would help you get people to register to your events? Are you buying tickets? Is it an online store, which is a whole new type of websites that you need to consider, how you put in the products and collections in it. All those things are really something to consider, and they take time. And then of course the design part, your design needs to be cohesive to the rest of your brand. So the website is not just a standalone product, it really needs to work for you, and it needs to stand together with all your visual presence. So all of these things together, they take time, but it really depends on the designer, and it depends on you. What is your availability for feedback? If does a designer send you something and it takes you a week to answer because you're a very busy person, that is perfectly fine. It's just something to take into consideration within timelines. Where do we start? Well, what we like to do is, first of all, talk to the client and have content mapping session. So if there's anything that they already know that they want on their website, maybe suggest some things. We do some brainstorming. We really map it out and kind of see what type of information, what content needs to be on each page of the website. So we really like to map it out and make sure everything is accountable. And then we go from there. We do some type of wireframe to really make a plan. And when you make a plan, things are easier further down the road when you go into actually designing, adding some colors, adding images, fonts, everything that is the visual side of it. And then, of course, we go into functionality. So what types of buttons do I have? What types of call to action? What is more important for the client that the users, the visitors on the website would actually do there? So we need to take all of that into consideration, really map it out, and make sure that navigation is easy and friendly for the visitors. And then, of course, they will take some actions, which would bring you revenue. Now, what does the designer need from me? So when we design a website, we need to know what the content is. As I mentioned before, we'd like to identify the content and would like to map it out. So if you have anything written as a live text, whether it's a Word document or any other type of document that you can send over, if you have some imagery that is related to your business, whether it's something maybe you've already purchased through photo stock, or maybe it's images of your products, of the place you work at, your location, your staff, anything that you feel that might be helpful to add to the website. It's good to give it to the designer so they can have the variety to choose from and also get inspired. The other thing is, another question we got is, will I have access to update the content, or do I have to keep paying someone to do it? Do I have to keep paying you to do it? Well, the way we like to work is we use a platform that is very friendly, user-friendly, and we like to train the customers, the clients, on how to actually use that platform. So it's really important for us that you will be confident in using the platform. You don't have to keep paying us to do that. You can definitely upload content on your own, update the blog, update your products, update anything and anything there is on the website. And if anything goes messed up, then we can definitely jump in and help you fix it. So it really depends on how the designer works with you. We can definitely also create a retainer contract that's maybe for 2 hours each month. We can go in and check in on some things. If you would like us to update content, that's very doable, and we can set that up. We also like to do a monthly checkup just to make sure that everything functions right in the desktop version, in the mobile version. Make sure the SEO is working for you, and make some adjustments as well. We also like to do some reporting. So we use analytics, and we give you a report of how many people got into the website, were they using more mobile or more desktop, which pages they landed on, which pages they left the website on, what is the average duration, and all kinds of data that is really helpful to know. perhaps there's something that could be improved and generate more traffic and more revenue to your business. So this is kind of, these are the categories and questions I wanted to touch base on. And if you have some more questions, I will be creating another video to answer them. And I will be creating another video about the platform that we are using. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments or send me an email.